So, just to recap, you said you ran off from a horde of undead, ran into Jack, and lived?
There's a few spaces in between there, but yeah, I swear it's true.
Alrighty. Now just take a moment to settle down. You only arrived a day ago. A cup of water's on the table for you.
Thanks. But what the hell is up with this place? Who is Jack? What did he want? And why the hell did nobody warn me?
Easy. We don't get a lot of visitors from up north often. So many people already know of him. Quite frankly, we don't got a clue. We just know his name and what he does. Been that way for a few decades now.
It's been this long, and what? This whole sheriff get-up hasn't done anything?
I ain't the sheriff. This place pretty much has no law enforcement, so someone's got to volunteer.
Well, aren't you so noble?
Look, partner, I don't know if you understand how important you really are to this whole thing. For decades, there's never been a person who's actually been able to describe Jack. People heard of him, seen his figure, but not close enough to actually tell him apart from anything. But then you show up, and apparently, you of all people managed to survive.
Well, I don't know either. I'm not some willy-nilly chosen one. I just had a stroke of awful luck and ran into him. And that's it.
I'd say you lucked out by being able to see her breathing after that. Now, I need to ask you some questions. First off, what did he look like when you saw him?
He had a tore-up shirt. I didn't actually see any skin, though. It was just a void with a bit of blood spilling out. Carried a scythe around, but it wasn't dirty at all. Looked brand new. And he had a pumpkin on his head. I could see something inside of it. Eyes, a head, but nothing else much to take note of.
Alright. About how tall was he?
Surprisingly, not all that tall at all. Could only be about, maybe 5 feet 3 inches. But that's just my guess.
Alright. Now, what'd he say when he saw you?
Well, first, he started coming up to me. I would have gunned him the hell down if I hadn't dropped my rifle earlier. And I couldn't move, not an inch, no matter how much I tried to. I felt like I was choking. He sounded all deep and echoey, like he was in my head and not in front of me. Told me that I was his. Damn creep.
And what'd he do after?
He reached out at me and just stopped. Then he started moving away immediately. Not a word after.
Okay. And who were you with at the time?
I was hired by a salesman. I didn't really know all too well. We just wanted to travel south. Then we turned east for a detour through the mountains. Never made it to the mountains before everything turned to shit. Zombies started coming out of nowhere, crawling out of the woods. At some point, I thought we were a lost cause. The wagon was on the other side of the horde, and so I booked it.
Alrighty then. So, salesman caravan gets screwed, you escape the horde, you run into Jack, and then you find your way here just a night ago.
Bingo. That's pretty much my tragic backstory.
Okay. What we're gonna do is put you under protection. There's no guarantee that Jack is just gonna let you live after seeing him, but We don't know his motives, so maybe you are just really lucky.
Like I said earlier, nobody lucky gets a job to go down south to where nobody ever visits, watches a co-worker get kidnapped and probably slaughtered by vampires, and maybe witnesses the start of what was a zombie feast on the last remaining survivors of the people she's working with. And I'm not getting paid.
We can compensate you, but are you good with the guards? Stay here a few days. Then when all seems clear, you can haul tail back up north.
All right, I guess so. Thank you.
No problem. And, you didn't tell me your name.
You didn't tell me yours either.
Dickson, town protector.
Nadine, rich guy protector.
Alright. That's all I really needed to ask. Now, I know you're new to these parts, and if you're going to be staying here a little while longer, I'm going to need you to know some things about the town. And I'm going to ask you to keep to yourself, alright? We clear?
Well, I already ran into a strange deity who nearly murdered me, a zombie horde, werewolves, vampires. It's gotta take a lot more to phase me out than whatever this town has to offer. What? A bartender gonna cook me eggs and bacon to death?
First off, there's a shack up a hill, a little ways from that town. See it on the way here?
Yeah, pretty sure the bastard living there was a vamp.
That vamp is my closest friend, Holos. You see him in town in disguise, don't call him out. Don't freak out. Don't even tell him in private that you know it's him.
You're friends with one of those monsters.
He ain't a monster. I found that out the hard way.
Okay, fine. I'll let you and your sharp-toothed boyfriend be.
Good. And as well as that, don't go making a name for yourself. Probably gonna be looked at as a legend once the town knows that you aren't just some crazy lady that claimed that she saw Jack and lived. Once they know it happens, don't try and capitalize on it. Last thing we need is for someone thinking that they could be the next survivor of Jack, only to get gobbled up like the other 100 or so poor bastards.
All right. That I can do no problem. Anything else you need, Your Majesty?
Yeah. You go on to Robert at the bar and you plan on getting breakfast. He might ask if you want the bacon and egg special. When he does, say verbatim, how about we get the eggs over easy Dickson sent me?
What'll that do?
Me and you will get a discount on our next breakfast.
I guess this is your kindness for dragging me in here?
You brought it on yourself. All that shouting back in town about how you saw Jack, and that you're not crazy.
Yeah. I was panicked, all right? I just got back from multiple near-death experiences, and I was exhausted. And now I'm starting to wish I didn't stir up the hive.
Well, that's all done now. This town's small, but we can help take care of you. Enough to send you on your way.
All right. I don't want to be here longer than I got to anyways.
Well, good. Because we ain't the best at supporting strangers anyways.
I didn't want to freeload is all. It's been about 20 or so years, and that's all I've really done to get by. Gun for hire has been the closest I've had to a real job, and, well, you saw how that turned out.
You know, if you ain't missing nothing back home, you can always help us on this case.
For real. I took my chances with Jack one time. Apparently, I'm 1 in a million. I'd rather not test those odds again.
Sure you don't want to see this thing through? Or at the very least have some work that isn't something like your first glamorous taste of being a hired gun.
I'll think about it while I get settled.
Good. No pressure.
Oh, none felt at all.
You always bringing this much sass?
Only every other Tuesday.
I think I'm gonna enjoy however long you're here.
I guess I should head out. You said the inn was...
Up the street, next door to the bar.
Got it. I guess I'll catch you around, Dickson. And I'll consider that offer.
Alrighty then, partner. Take care. Boyfriend.